It is fast-paced. It's action-packed and very high-tech. Kind of a video game, but not just a game. It's the Army's new tool to recruit young people, and you can find it in an amusement park.
It's marketed as a virtual test drive of the U.S. Army, where players get to ride along on a simulated Army mission. And it's the subject of tonight's Fact Finders Report. Here's Peter Thorne. Peter.
Well, there is a war, but there is no draft. So an all-volunteer Army has to recruit. Part of that recruiting effort is something you will see here only on 11. It's called the Virtual Army Experience, touring the country with little fanfare for the past year and a half, hoping to educate the public about what the Army does. And when it was recently in our area, I was offered an inside look. The phenomenon started here with America's Army, the U.S. Army's official video game designed to boost recruiting in the internet age. And now every gamer's wish, this video game has jumped off the computer screen and into the real world. Right here at Six Flags Great Adventure Amusement Park in New Jersey is a high-tech combat simulator modeled on a video game. Called the Virtual Army Experience, we saw long lines of teenagers eager to get in, grab a gun, and start shooting.
Stride's gonna be sick.
After getting their picture taken, providing age, address, phone number, and email, players wind up here inside this massive 10,000 square foot air-conditioned inflatable hangar.
I want to welcome you guys to the Virtual Army Experience.
The goal? To educate the curious about what the Army really offers and bring civilians as close to a real combat mission as you can get without being in Baghdad. Up to 50 players at a time start with an intelligence briefing on their mission.
Soldiers, you are part of an Army task force.
We divide into teams. I take position with my unit atop a modified Army Humvee, bristling with mock M249 machine guns. There's also another Humvee in the corner and a modified Black Hawk helicopter. Within seconds, the ear-splitting, eye-popping mission starts.
This mission's rules of engagement: don't fire on civilians, don't fire on your own convoy, and don't fire unless fired upon.
It's like being plunged into a life-size video game. No matter how prepared you think you are, once the mission starts, the realism is mesmerizing. Produced by an orchestra of projectors, flat screens, cables, and computers. So vivid, you're almost hypnotized by the desire to stay alive in the game. To shoot, to kill, to win. It's a huge adrenaline rush. And the very idea is also hugely controversial among some New Yorkers we spoke with, critics who think a war simulator targeting teenagers at an amusement park is a little bit much.
I don't think that they should be able to do that at that age.
It seems as if the military recruiters are doing a lot of extreme things right now, trying to get at children.
Kids don't need to be exposed to guns. It's not good for them. It's not healthy.
This Vietnam veteran and Baruch College anthropology professor agrees.
When I look at this footage and I see those children firing those guns, what I see them doing is learning how to not feel the fear. And if you can get people to practice doing something that's dangerous, they get used to it. And that's how you can get young men who are willing to get shot at, willing to die.
What do you say to people who think it is somewhat outrageous to have an event like this at an amusement park?
I mean, I would say that, everyone has the right to their own opinion, and it's fine to have your own opinion, and those opinions are defended by our Constitution, and that Constitution is defended by the Army.
Back inside the Virtual Army Experience, about 7 minutes later, once all the shooting's done, players are ushered out of the combat zone.
Everybody get off those vehicles from the center of the floor.
And into the after-action review area, where they are debriefed, told what they did right, what they need to improve. Then, simulation over, they get to meet a real hero, soldiers who have distinguished themselves in combat and earned citations for bravery and valor, like Sergeant Jason Mike. Surrounded by Iraqi insurgents, Sergeant Mike single-handedly fought his way out, saving himself and his comrades.
Every single one of my guys who hit that day made it back home alive and made 100% full recovery.
A bracing splash of reality at the end of a virtual Army experience. And the popularity of the video game has spilled over into the real world in a whole other way with these action figures. Kaidi and Jim and myself are holding a few of them right now. Kaidi, you have you're holding Sergeant Jason.
Yeah, they're actual
their names are on
officers
there.
Here.
Yeah, they're real people.
Or sergeants, anyway.
Jason Mike is the last person you heard from in my story. He's a real guy, and these action figures are called Real Heroes, Soldiers Serving in the War on Terror. These are official U.S. Army action figures.
They're cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you know, I know this is controversial, but when I was a kid that age, some of those, we had G.I. Joes,
right.
we had fake machine guns, we had guns, we played Army all the time. Yeah. This is just sort of an updating of that. I don't know.
What the Army says here is, as I mentioned at the beginning, there is no draft. This is an all-volunteer force. They have to find some way to get new people to join the Army, and this is a very cutting-edge way, they would say, of recruiting. This is where this is of interest to the generations coming up now.
But is there an age limit, though, on how young these kids
absolutely.
can...
Age limit is 13. Age is 13. Incidentally, the Army also compares this. They say, you look at this game, but compare it to something like Grand Theft Auto, which is far more graphically violent. In this game, there is no blood, and if you kill a civilian in this game, you actually lose points.
You want to make a picture?
Yes, I absolutely will.
Go ahead and make a picture.
Now, if you've got another story you want me to look into, don't just sit there. Let me know at our website, cw11.com/fact.